All right, guys, so welcome back to the channel. This is Dimez and T. In this video, we're going to be going over a mixed breakdown of a song that I have here. This song isn't complete by any means. It's just a hook at this point, but it is something that I did a while ago. So let's check it out. Let's see how it sounds, and we'll just be, determining where things lay and how this mix is structured and set up. So let's go.
Why you don't bang my line? 100 times in a row. Why you don't hit my phone? Make sure that I know. Say you won't ever leave. 100 times in a row. 100 times in a row. Sometimes you just know. Baby, I ain't trippin'. Juice so wet that I ain't slippin'. Frequent on blues, I ain't grippin'. Same old news, I ain't clickin'. I ain't trippin'. Juice so wet that I ain't slippin'. Frequent on blues, I ain't grippin'. Same old news, I ain't clickin'.
All right, so that's the mix right there. Pretty decent. I think we can get it to sound a little bit brighter too as well. So we'll be trying to do that. But you already know the number one rule. If it sounds good, it's good. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Does it sound good already? Is it good? All right. Either way, let's go over it. Let's mute the beat here. And shout out to Ducks, the producer. And go check out his channel. I'll leave a link in the description as well to his channel. Here we go. So let's just solo the beat and check it out. And let's just see how we have things panned. That's what the thing that I'm most interested in right now is the way that I have certain things pan to the left, pan to the right. Certain harmonics coming in and dubs and stuff like that. So that's the structure of the song. And let's just see how these things are layered.
Why you don't bang my line? 100 times in a row. Why you don't hit my phone? Make sure that I know. Say you won't ever leave. 100 times in a row. 100 times in a row. Sometimes you just know. Baby, I ain't trippin'. Juice so wet that I ain't slippin'. Frequent on blues, I ain't crippin'. Same old news, I ain't clickin'.
All right, so let's see what we have going on here, starting with the main vocal. Let's just see how that sounds by itself. So we'll just solo this out, as well as the effects that we have on it, which is just a reverb, a stereo width, and that's it. So
why you don't bang my line? Why you don't hit my phone? To make sure that I know. 100 times in a row.
all right, so that's what I have there just on this channel. Now let's see what we have here on the second track.
100 times in a row. Why you don't hit my phone? To make sure that I know. 100 times in a row. 100 times in a row.
All right, so I'm interested in this part right here that has the harmonics coming in behind it, the 100 times in a row. And then there's a high note coming in behind it. That's pretty interesting, the way it's panning back and forth. So let's try to track that one down. It's right around here. All right, so that's the one that I'm interested in. Let's see what that's actually doing. So we have it panned, at least one of them panned 57 to the left and 86 to the right panned. So they're kind of bouncing back and forth as well, it would seem. And I don't think that I have a TL auto pan on here. So it's kind of interesting the way they're bouncing back and forth. Is there a TL auto pan on here? No, there isn't. All right, so that's just good mixing. All right, so things like that. So the reason I have this one pan to the left and this one pan to the right is so this main vocal can cut through. As you can see, this is the main, and it's a different harmonic as well.
100 times in a row.
All right, so that's the main. That's straight up the center right here, straight up the middle. And we have the harmonics coming in behind it. Let's just see how it sounds with just the left one coming in.
100 times in a row. 100 times in a row. Just
All right, now let's bring in the right, which is panned 86 to the right.
100 times in a row.
Okay, that sounds really good. So that's the way we have those layered. Just a quick mix breakdown, just checking out how things are layered and cutting through the mix so well. So that's the best way to cut things through the mix sometimes, especially if you want to have multiple harmonics and sounds coming in or ad libs. So you just want to maybe pan one to the left, pan one to the right, just to try to create a field of depth. So that's what we have going on here. Let's listen to it again as a whole so we can see what else we can break down and explain here.
Why you don't bang my line? Bang my line 100 times in a row. Why you don't hit my phone? Hit my phone. To make sure that I know. Say you won't ever leave. Say you'll never.
All right, that part right there is very interesting because more vocals coming in and more backups are like kind of coming in to help that main vocal sound a little bit stronger here. And this is just good. Let's just say good chord progression, but here is, vocal progression. I guess you could say it's chord progression as well. But so that's what's going on right here. I'm not sure why I did that, but it just sounded right. It felt right. So that's what I did. So let's see exactly what vocals are coming in right here at that point, which are these three right here highlighted. So let's check that out.
Make sure that I know. Say you won't ever leave. Say you'll never.
So I think that I have a main. I think this would be the main here, and these two might be a backup. All right, so let's see. Because basically this vocal here could be maining up here as well with this other main vocal, but for whatever reason I have it on a separate track, probably because they're overland, maybe just a little bit. I mean, I could clip it, trim it, and drag it up, but I didn't do that here. Also, I probably was punching in, so I'm likely didn't write this, so I was probably just punching in. So that's why I had the second track here just to punch it in. All right, so let's see what's going on behind it as well.
Make sure that I know. Say you won't ever leave. Say you'll never leave.
All right, so those are the two that's going behind it and giving it that strength, and also to make it more clear, to make it cut through the mix a little bit better and to make it not sound so muddy. I can tell that the EQ is actually different here. So let's see which EQ plugin we have on here. And I like to use Ozone EQ plugins. I mean, you can really use any EQ that you like, any plugin, but this is just the one that I prefer and have actually at my disposal. So if it'll pull up here, it's pretty heavy processing as well, so it may take a minute. All right, so yeah, so pretty much here I cut all of the low end off of this vocal. That's why it sounds like that. Let's see what it sounds like again.
Make sure that I know. Say you won't ever leave. Say you'll.
All right, so all of the low end is cut and rolled off on that one, and some of the highs here and here, just to give it that brightness, that sheen. And let's see what the other one has on it. Or let's just see what this same vocal has on this EQ, which may be standard, which is probably the same EQ that I have on the main, I'm sure. Yeah, so that's the same EQ that I have on the main. The only thing that I changed here was the second EQ plugin that I have on this one, I rolled off some of the low end and I actually added some of the highs and the sheens and the high end over here. So, okay, cool. And let's see if I did the same thing to this second backup, which I have one pan to the left and one pan to the right. All right, let's just mute those again so we can hear what that sounds like.
That I know. Say you won't ever leave. Say you'll never leave. 100 times. Say you won't ever leave. Say you won't ever leave. Say you'll never leave. 100 that I know. Say you won't ever leave. Say you'll never leave. 100 times in a row.
All right, now let's check it out. Let's see if this EQ has the same settings, which it does. Okay, same settings that the left pan has on it. Cool. Same EQ settings here. All right. And let's see if it has the same EQ settings here. Not as much. I can see that this is not rolled off as much. Let's see. Let's make sure. So here we would have it's rolled off to about 351 hertz. Let's check it out here. It has rolled off quite a bit more, 590 hertz. So that's giving it that lighter filling and making it blend well with the other two vocals. All right. And I'll probably have the same roll off amount here, 590 on both. So 590 there, 590 here. Cool. So that's the way we EQ that. All right, let's go back over it one more time and see what else we can find.
Why you don't bang my line? Bang my line 100 times in a row. Why you don't hit my phone? Hit my phone. To make sure that I know. Say you won't ever leave. Say you'll never leave. 100 times in a row. 100 times in a row. Sometimes you just know. Baby, I ain't tripping, I ain't tripping. Juice so wet, but I ain't slipping. Frequent on blues.
All right, so the next thing that I see that's standing out to me is the ad libs that I have over here. That's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, and they're doing something pretty interesting. So let's point that out. So right around here, they're panning back and forth is the first thing that I hear. Also, they seem to have some kind of lighter effect on them. Like maybe the EQ is just rolled off like I did with the other one, but maybe just a little bit more aggressive. So let's check that out. Yeah, so it is. So just based off of, hearing what I heard, I could tell that the EQ sounded a little bit more rolled off. So it's 766 hertz rolled off here on our high pass filter. All right. And let's just mute this part right here so we can see exactly and hear exactly what it's doing. Well, solo it.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't crippin', I ain't clicking. Yeah, yeah. I ain't crippin', I ain't clicking.
All right. Very, very interesting there. And if you guys want to see the reverb settings that I have on it, it's nothing special. And this is a stock plugin. And I just tweaked it a bit and added the stereo width plugin, which is another stock plugin with it. And we do have a vintage reverb, but it's not active. So here's the settings. Reverb time, balance 50%, mix 100%, room size 100%, pre-delay 21 milliseconds, milliseconds, right? So that's what we have there. And a stereo width, 0.1 milliseconds with 200%, and everything else is default. Okay. Cool. And it's giving it that really, really clean, professional effect. So let's hear what it sounds like again within the mix.
Baby, I ain't trippin', I ain't trippin'. Juice so wet, but I ain't slippin'. Frequent on blues, I ain't crippin'. Same old news, I ain't clickin'. I ain't trippin', I ain't trippin'. Juice so wet, but I ain't slippin'. Frequent on blues, I ain't crippin'. Same old news, I ain't clickin'.
Okay, sounds really good. Really, really good. And that's just a quick mix breakdown. We can go over really quickly what the main vocal is doing. So I'm using pretty much all of the same EQ settings on each vocal. There's no real reason to change our EQ settings unless we want to blend and mix in background vocals. And to get those background vocals to cut and blend with the main vocal, of course, you want to roll off some of that low end even more on the background vocals, leaving the main vocal intact and sounding good. So once you really get your main vocal straight in the mix, everything else is easy. You know, everything else is like shading and coloring, you know, in the lines basically. So all right, let's check out this main vocal really quickly and we'll solo it with our reverb effects.
You don't bang my line. Why you don't hit my phone? To make sure that I know. 100 times in a row. 100 times in a row.
All right, so that's the main vocal. And I kind of have like some other vocals coming in and out. They're still main vocals, but they're kind of like punch in moments, right? So that's why you can fill the blanks in between because there's moments where I punch in a vocal, which is still technically a main vocal, but just the way this particular song is, like right here, let's try to get some of those other main vocals in without backgrounds. And some are ad libs as well.
You don't bang my line 100 times in a row. Why you don't hit my phone? To make sure that I know. Say you won't ever leave. 100 times in a row. 100 times in a row. Sometimes you just know. Hey.
All right, so that's some more of those main vocals. And here we have our ad libs, which we did not really go over, but the ad libs are sitting here at the bottom right there. And that's what's filling in the blanks. And let's see if we did anything different with our ad libs. So let's check. Something quite different here. I'm not even sure why I did this, but very interesting mix right here. Very interesting EQ. So I'm definitely rolling off the low ends, but I'm rolling off 174 hertz here. And then I'm rolling off 623 hertz on our second high pass. So I have two high pass filters on here, which is not something I normally do. It's just interesting. So that's probably even making this these background vocals or these ad libs cut into the mix even more, and you can hear them so clearly. And of course, the main EQ should still be the same. No real reason to change our main EQ because once we have a good EQ on our vocal and our voice for that mix for that particular song, the main EQ should be intact for the rest of your vocals. And then you can actually add a second plugin like I've been doing for EQing it further and making some deviations from that main one to make it sound like it fits within the mix and within the vocal parameters. All right, so with that being said, we're just going to check this out one last time. Just a quick mix breakdown. If you guys like these videos, enjoying what I'm doing here on the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications if you're new so you never miss a single video, and share this video with a friend as well. And also don't forget, you can contact me for mastering, possibly mixing. I don't really want or get into mixing other people's songs because it can be very tricky, especially with, you know, if you receive a mix and it's not, or if you receive, you know, some vocals and the recording isn't really good, mixing it can be very challenging and you may not get the results that you're expecting to get. The client may not get those results that they're expecting to get from the mix engineer. So I would prefer to just, take someone's mix who's already happy and satisfied with their mix, but want to make it, a more polished sound and get it to the mastering phase and level, which will enhance the song and get the levels up to our modern age sound and levels of loudness. So that I can do. And I'm only charging about 40, starting at $40 for that, guys. So if you want to hit me up, you want me to master your song, hit me up at dimeznt@gmail.com or shoot me a message on Instagram at dimeznt. All of those links will be in the description below. And before we leave, we'll check this song out one last time from the top with the beat and everything on.
What? Yeah. Why you don't bang my line? 100 times in a row. Why you don't hit my phone? Make sure that I know. Say you won't ever leave. 100 times in a row. 100 times in a row. Sometimes we just know. Hey, I ain't trippin'. Juice so wet that I ain't slippin'. Rick with no blues, I ain't grippin'. Same old news, I ain't clickin'. I ain't trippin'. Juice so wet that I ain't slippin'. Rick with no blues, I ain't grippin'. Same old news, I ain't clickin'.
All right, guys, and just like that, that brings us to the end of our video. Once again, if you guys did like this video and you are enjoying these type of videos that I'm providing and bringing to the channel, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.